Hey, what's happening, housemates? It's Claire here. Now, my next guest has travelled all the way from LA just to sit on this sofa with me for our house.
Yes,
It's
I have.
JC Villafan.
Hi, how are you doing?
Thank you so much for joining
Sorry,
us.
did I ruin your intro?
No, not
Okay,
at all.
cool.
Not at all.
I just felt it to do that.
Oh no, that's fine.
Okay, cool.
You have come all the way from LA just to see our house, haven't you?
Yeah, I have. I've read a lot about it, and I was kind of upset to find out that it wasn't for sale.
Oh.
And but you guys made up with it for being able to do a video session with me.
So you've actually come with a friend of our house, Christina Miles.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Are you staying with her at the moment?
Yeah, with her and her family, and I'm very blessed to know Christina, and she's a great artist and musician.
Yeah.
ChristinaMiles.com, Facebook.com/Christina Miles, and Twitter.com/Christina Miles. So yeah, it's cool. It's great. I love it.
So I said your name's Villafan, that's how you pronounce it.
Oui.
But you've travelled around the UK and you've had a bit of confusion because it's spelt Villa, as in Aston Villa.
Oui.
So people tend to assume you're an Aston Villa fan.
Of course, but I'm Mexican, so in Spanish the double L means a Y for some reason,
Yeah.
and so you say Villafan, and right, and I tend to get that a lot. I haven't got beat up for it yet. I haven't got anything thrown at me for having that last name yet, so I'm okay. But I've got hassled while I was playing live before one time. I remember it was one of the most awkward things.
By football fans?
Yeah, like while I was on stage.
Oh.
And I don't know what to say because I don't know what he said because I couldn't understand him, but I just said okay, and I just kept going, which is all right. Yeah.
Well, you might get a few Villa fans following you now.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, why not? We have something in common, I think.
So you're over here touring Europe at the moment, aren't you? So where's the tour taking you?
The tour has taken me to a lot of different cities in France, UK, and in Belgium. And I've been conducting my tour about 1 month per country kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I've done 3 tours in the UK, 3 tours in France, 1 tour in Belgium, and now I'm back in the UK doing, I just finished my tour in France, doing a couple dates here in the UK, and then flying back to France to do another date, and then flying home.
Yeah.
And just, I could say I've done 8 months of touring.
Yeah, and you're heading to New York as well in September?
Well, yeah, that's the goal. So we have a lot of networks, a lot of just a lot of things kind of arising in different pockets of different countries. So I'm trying to go wherever I can, and this is my life. I love to share music. So if that means take a ticket to go to New York and play like a week there, then that's cool with me. So I don't mind.
So sharing music and sharing inspiration, you've been to schools and universities, haven't you, from workshops?
I have, yeah. I mean, a lot of it is driven by, I come from a very low-class family. My parents came from Mexico to the States and arrived, and my mom was pregnant when she came across the border with me. So she swam across, and then she arrived, and out I came. And then I grew up in LA, and so, a lot of it was just kind of like a, just striving upward kind of thing. It was a battle for my family and stuff, and in the same way, I think with music, it's a battle to do that too, especially when you're nobody, you don't come from a musical background per se, like in anyone in the music industry and stuff, so you really just have to start from scratch, which is what my parents did, and I think that when you have a vision or a dream, it really allows you to be motivated. But I think a lot of young people have a vision and a dream and a passion, but they don't know how to put it into work. And for me, I'm not saying I'm doing above and beyond extremes, but I literally took myself from my home and said, you know what, I have the ability to travel across the world to share music, and I've been doing just that on my own. And I wanted to share with with my peers, essentially, because I'm not much older than the kids I visit at unis and in high school even. So just to let them know that they can do whatever they put their minds to, and that it's important to believe in that and make a difference that way. So.
Yeah. And what inspired you to have that dream? What was it?
I've been touring since I was a young kid. I've been on tour. I started touring when I was 15 years old with like some bands that I was played with and stuff like that back in the day. And when I was 16, I remember I was in Texas, in San Antonio, Texas. It was after a gig, and it was 13 of my buddies just at this house that we had stayed at. And there was a bunch of fireflies, and it was beautiful, and we were eating, southern sweet tea, and Southern hospitality. We stayed at like some big mansion, and we were all laying out on the field because it was so hot. And I remember just thinking to myself, looking up at the sky. The stars are bigger in Texas, by the way. And just looking at the sky and thinking to myself, like, man, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life, is just travel and share music. So at that point, I think I really decided that this is what I wanted to do. So I've been doing it since, and now on my own for the past 2 years. But it's been a great adventure. So it's been cool.
And you've just done a couple of songs for us.
Yes.
It sounded very romantic, really nice.
Thank
Tell
you.
us about those songs, what inspired you to write those?
Yeah, I mean, I think ultimately my inspiration as a singer-songwriter, it comes from artists like Elton John. I love Elton John. I love, my favorite movie is The Lion King.
Oh.
And yeah, I'm serious. And like, you know, Can You Feel the Love Tonight? Like that was just like, that was my heart. Oops, I just hit this. I hope it doesn't come out. And yeah, I guess essentially like, I just realized that that I wanted to write music like that. Because when I was a kid, I was like, man, that movie just, even though I was maybe 5 years old when that movie came out or something like that, it really tugged on my heartstrings, and I wanted to do that same thing. And so I started, you know, I grew up and I started listening to like a lot of like soul and R&B and hip hop out in LA and stuff. And so I tried implementing like that, you know, romantic kind of singer-songwriter soul feel with like hip hop and funk and groove and stuff. And I just mixed it all together with an acoustic guitar, and that's what I got. And so the song Sweet Time, for example, was just my attempt to, when I left my band, I used to play, you know, with the band, so it sounded full and whatnot, and it was my attempt of being able to make a solo guitar sound full with my voice. So I wrote a song like that, and it was this catchy riff, and it was about nostalgia and just moving on and understanding that you can't ever really go back in time, but you just gotta appreciate what the moments you had and just move on. Come back to me, Jay, oh sweet time, never leave my heart again. Come back to me, Jay, oh sweet time, never leave my heart again. Yeah. And then the other song that I played for you guys is coming off of my new EP called the You're Not Alone EP, and that's just a compilation of songs that I've written in the past 8 months while I've been on the road and how I felt. And it was just a song that I would imagine my parents would tell me while I'm on the road, because the verses say, you know, I know that sometimes you might feel a bit lonely and the places you go won't feel cozy, but I will find you. And it's just kind of hopefully a song of inspiration, maybe just kind of get to people when they feel down. Because on this tour, it's, you know, when you're away from home, it's really easy to feel lonely, but you look around and you find the people who care about you, and that just kind of goes away. So that's all right. Yeah. So
you mentioned your EP then, that's out in September?
That's out in September, yeah. That's out in September. But just recently, moreover, I sang you guys a song called Sweet Time, and I just released a music video for Sweet Time, which I'm really excited about, really proud about. I've only had one bad review about it, and I read it today, which is okay. I kind of smiled when I read it. Cause,
is it an old ex or
no,
like
no, it's someone I barely know, but it was nice that someone had the audacity to write something poor. So it's quite refreshing. But I'm really happy with the turnout it's got, and you know, on average my videos get just a few thousand views, plus maybe, and just to see that in a day and a half it's gotten, you know, 1,000+ views and stuff was pretty nice. Makes me feel like people really been sharing it, kind of thing. So
it's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube, yeah. It's based on YouTube and on TV in France and stuff like that. So hopefully we'll do the same thing in the UK and bring it on TV in the US too. That's the goal.
Yeah.
So and then hopefully once that kind of dims out, I'll be releasing the next EP, which is an all acoustic live EP. Yeah. And I think it's a different dimension on my music, a different take and perspective. But I think people like it.
Thank you for joining us. For our UK fans out there, how can we get in touch with you, see your work, hear your music?
Right, well, I live in LA. My address is, I'm just kidding. No, you can check me out in on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter. I love Instagram. I like to be clever and post a lot of interesting pictures. So check me out on Instagram or whatever. But all you have to do is just type in whatever social media platform it is, /JC Villafan, JC Villafan, and yeah, you'll find me there, and we'll keep in touch, and hopefully I'll see you next year when I come back to Manchester.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.